All right, folks. Good evening. Matt M. Roy back once again. Well, I don't know about you folks, but I am feeling spent and not necessarily in a good way. Um, I'm not sure how many of you saw the live stream I did from Aldi. It was about 3 or 4 hours ago. I kind of like the way that came out. There was no talking, no answering questions. I was trying to be kind of stealthy. But the artist in me was trying to prove a point. And that point being that we are in crisis mode right now. Let's face it. No matter how much we want to deny it, sidestep the issue, pretend that it doesn't exist, it exists, and I'm starting to feel it myself. Now, I consider myself to be a pretty well-rounded, pretty stable person most of the time. But even this is starting to get to me now. And I did that to kind of prove a point. And some of you out there did not like me doing that. And I'm sorry if you didn't like it. It is what it is. You're not going to like every single video I put out. Let's be brutally honest here. But I want to know how everybody else is handling this crisis that we're in right now. You cannot find toilet paper anywhere, as you saw in that Aldi live stream. There was nothing there. I mean, absolutely nothing. Those big pallets that you saw, that you really couldn't make out what you could see the price. We could make out what that were. There were paper towels and toilet paper. And that was about it. We had like maybe six things of napkins left. Mom and I bought four of them. The chicken was all sold out. Not sure why the chicken was and not the beef. Maybe it was a price issue. Maybe people could afford the chicken more. Most of the produce was gone except for the stuff that nobody buys, like those petite red potatoes and some of the onions and things. The bread was almost totally gone. I didn't even look at the milk. I think they actually did have milk, but I talked to the checkout person as I was leaving. I said, "Are you guys having trouble keeping stocked up?" And he said, "Yes, absolutely. They're not able to get the stuff in quick enough. I mean, it's flying off the shelves faster than they can restock this stuff." So it is starting to get to me, honestly. And, there's other things too. I mean, I'm waiting for garage sale time because you guys know I love my garage sales. And a lot of you that follow this channel because of those garage sale finds. And we're getting there, folks. We're pretty close. March 14th, I did go to one garage sale earlier today, but they really didn't have much of anything. Nothing. It was all kids stuff. None of the kind of stuff that I know anything about. Victor Del Fuente, I saw a man at my Costco take three pallets of water, and this other guy was arguing with him on why he was taking all of them. Yeah, this is something that is very controversial. I do not consider myself a prepper, but I do consider myself somebody who is prepared. That being said, it is a good idea not to take all of one particular item. There is a common decency factor that plays in here. And you know what, folks? For things like water, you can get water purification tablets. You can get them online, believe it or not, very cheaply. And that's a better option because you'll always be able to get water. You can collect rainwater. Even if the water was somehow tainted, which I don't see how that's possible in this type of issue we're having right now. But you can actually get water purification tablets pretty cheaply. So that there's no call for doing that. I'll give you an example. I mean, this is just one from eBay. What is going on here? There we go. I have my hand stuck on the E key. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, folks. But to give you an idea, that's something you may want to consider. I don't know how long I'm going to do this. Honestly, Mom and I do have to run some more errands, and I really need to relax. Honestly, I have been on the go constantly trying to keep up with the fitness because that is a great way to ward off any type of illness, even something like the COVID virus. If you're physically fit, The doctors say you have as much as a 20 to 30 to 40, some of them say 50% less chance of getting it initially. And then if you do get it, if you're more physically fit, the chances of you fighting it off are greater. So I don't know about you guys, but I want to live. I want to live many, many decades. I want to enjoy my life. So I am doing everything possible to fight, not to get this in the first place. Now, that being said, I am still going to live my life. For watchers, George Blakely III says, "Hey, Matt. Hey, George. Hope you're doing well today." Sorry, BB, I'm from heaven on earth. Well, that sounds good. Sounds like you're having fun. I am actively talking with YouTuber Eric's Variety Channel, formerly Eric Brunhammer. He and I really need to do a collaborative video. I've talked about this. We've done I think we did one or two in the past, but it's been a long while. And honestly, I miss doing that. You guys know I should actually have a license plate on my vehicles that say "doesn't play well with others," because I don't play well with others. Honestly, as nice as I come across here on these live streams, I am a kind of a know-it-all. I'll be perfectly honest with you. So I don't know. I guess I need to get better at that. Everybody who knows me can attest to that fact. Oh, very, very interesting. Okay. You guys didn't actually see this, but after I left Aldi today, I went to our local Food Lion, and Mom wanted to get some blueberries because they were totally out at Aldi. Well, we were at the Food Lion. They had the blueberries. We stopped and we got some cold cut deli ham for sandwiches. And then on the way out, right before you get to the registers, they had these little cardboard display cases. And there were, I kid you not, 4 bottles of hand sanitizer left, Germex brand. And that's expensive, but who cares? I mean, they actually had it. You can't find it anywhere. There was a sign on there on each one that said limit 2 per customer. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll get 2 and you get 2. So went to the register, and to make a long story short, we asked them to bring us up separately because even though we're, of the same family, we were both buying things separately, and that way we get 4 of them. So the manager had to come over because she rung it up all at once. She had to bring the manager over to override it so they could separate the 2 transactions. Well, the manager's like, "Well, you can't buy those 4 bottles of hand sanitizer," and I'm like, "Well, why? Why can't I buy those 4 bottles of hand sanitizer?" She's like, "Oh, because you're in the same family." I'm like, "Yeah, but we're 2 different people." So I went over and looked at the sign just to make sure. I don't want to be wrong, but the sign did say per person, limit 2 per person, not 2 per household, not 2 per family unit, but 2 per person. And I stood firm, and I made her give it to us because that's what the sign said. And then she's like, "Oh, but we had a meeting earlier and it's going to be just 2 per household." And I was like, "But that's not what the sign says." Now, if you think I'm wrong here, then put it in the comments. That's fine. I'm curious about your input, but in this particular case, I don't think I was wrong. Now, if they wanted to say, limit 2 per household, they could have put a sign there. These are just signs that they print out on their printer, probably using something like Publisher or something like that. But let me know what you guys think. I don't think I was wrong. I think I was totally within my right to demand that I be able to purchase those 2 bottles of hand sanitizer. How are the cats, Andrea Mallory? Milo's up in the window there. I don't know if you guys can see him or not. I can get out of the way. My. He's right there. I don't know where Baxter is. Actually, you know what? I think Baxter's laying on my parents' bed, honestly. That's the last place I saw him anyway. Oh, man. I'm telling you, I think a lot of my problem are these allergies. And I know I talk a lot about that, but, man, the pollen, when we got up this morning, the pollen was about 2 centimeters thick on the cars, and that was crazy. Oh, no problem, Eric. I tried to go to your live stream and I did, and I caught maybe the last 10, 15 seconds of it. And the reason I got there late is because that was when we were riding our bikes. We actually rode our bikes over to Aldi. We do that a lot. Not only does it help us out fitness wise, we save on gas too. So we get some exercise and we save money. I think it's a win-win. Sorry, BB says you're good. I thought so too, honestly. All right, so let's see if there are any funny memes out there. Interject a little comedy here. I've seen all the toilet paper ones. Oh man, Facebook is flooded with toilet paper memes right now. Yeah. Looks like I got no, I'm not going to share that. That's just wrong. Oh, here it is. Eric, I saw the one you shared. Bar and Fine Vintage, no low ballers. I know what I have. He shows a picture of a toilet paper roll on a toilet paper holder that is like petrified, been there for probably 30, 40 years. That was funny. Adam G06, all this coronavirus stuff is so bad. I've recovered from all the signs after 2 weeks. My mom is a retired nurse and she believes I had the virus. Interesting. Well, a big problem they're having right now is there are not enough test kits to go around. So you have to fit certain criteria to even be able to get a test kit. And I think one is you have to have been in contact with somebody who was, out of the country in one of the countries that is known to have had the virus. And two, I think you actually have to be showing signs or some reason. You have to have a good reason for them to have to test you. So a lot of people out there do not know if they had it or not. A lot of people are going throughout their day. Maybe they had it and they got over it and they just thought they had the regular flu or heck, maybe even a cold. I'm doing all right, Stephen. A little worse for wear right now. Just kind of tired at the moment. Here's another one. Mike Jernigan, a friend of mine, put up. Sorry, folks, the world is closed. And there's a picture of John Candy from National Lampoon's Vacation when he was holding up his hand like this and saying, "Sorry, folks, we're closed for 2 weeks to repair and refurbish America's favorite fun park, Wally World." How many of you guys out there love National Lampoon movies? Eric goes, I'm doing some editing now. I'm trying something a little different with that. Interesting. I'll try to watch it later on tonight. Because I haven't been sleeping that well, I try to get to bed like around 9 or 9:30. I've been taking melatonin, and some nights I have to take the diphenhydramine too. So hopefully I won't do that. I think I'm just going to try to take 2 of the melatonin supplements tonight. And they actually work fine together. The melatonin is just a supplement. It's something your brain is supposed to produce naturally, though it doesn't always. Like it definitely doesn't in my case. No, don't rush on my account, Eric. Tomorrow we're going to be home. That's another thing. We are not actively going to church at the moment. Gatherings of over 100 or more people are not recommended. And unfortunately, a lot of people in our church, normally it's not a problem, but we're all huggers. We all like to shake hands. And I don't want to chance it because I have elderly parents, one of which is technically in that high risk category, though I question whether or not that person really is. But anyway, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So depending on how long this goes on, I may actually call up our pastor and see if maybe I can do something like live streaming the sermons, helping him set that up. But the thing is, I'm not trying to get it myself, because if I get it, then I could pass it on to my parents, my friends, my family. Now, here's the thing. When you are out shopping, you can keep your distance from people pretty easily. I'm very good. I use hand sanitizer. I use the sanitizing wipes. But in church, you're in such close quarters that it's nearly impossible to do that. So I don't know about you guys out there. I'd rather play it safe, and I'm just going to ride this thing out. Hopefully, it doesn't take that long, and everything can get back to normal. Sounds like mom's back's hurting her. Yeah, that's the one negative about bike rides. You do it enough, you're inevitably going to do some damage to your back. Hopefully not permanent. It's usually just muscle spasms. What do we got? 9 watchers and 4 likes. We can actually go on here a little bit longer. I actually, believe it or not, folks, I actually did sell a computer today. I was floored. I was absolutely shocked I was able to do that, giving everything that's going on. And it looks like I'm going to be able to continue doing that. And that's something that those of you that follow my channel for the reselling part, that's something you have to be very careful about. And Craigslist Hunter put up a video about this earlier. You really need to think about what you're purchasing if you're looking to flip it, because people right now, being in crisis mode, they are not looking for luxuries. They're looking for necessities. So, if you are a reseller of fine art, or you're a reseller of, let me give something else, cars, high-end cars, people aren't buying those right now because that's not the priority. The priority is the basics: food, water, shelter. So that being said, I would not recommend you be those people out there that are on Amazon and eBay charging $60, $70 for a bottle of hand sanitizer. And that's ridiculous. Though now that I'm looking on eBay, it looks like they do have some good deals. I mean, okay, no, that's not hand sanitizer. Oh, this is sad. I really shouldn't be. I really shouldn't be laughing at this. But $32.99 for a bottle of Purell, $28 for a bottle of Mrs. Meyer's, and that's not even hand sanitizer. That's technically hand soap. You just got to be careful, folks. And one thing that you really need to be careful about, if you are putting these listings up on eBay trying to price gouge people, they will suspend your account. That is a given now. I'm seeing it right here. I'm clicking on these, and these have all been taken down. In my opinion, that's great. Nobody needs to be price gouged during this time. Rick Lakes goes, "Hey, Matt, I liked your live video when you were at the store." I could have, it was great. Don't get me wrong. I would love to do something where I do a voiceover, but I couldn't talk in there because I figured somebody would get suspicious. Ever since, 20-something years ago, the Twin Towers, I don't want to say the word, but people have been very neurotic. And this kind of stuff with the pandemic just heightens their, what's the word? It just makes them more neurotic, let's say. So you got to be very careful out there. Milo got shut in. How about we give some love to Milo? Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. Yeah. Well, what? What you doing? Hey, Milo. Gonna say hi? How about we get some likes for Milo? You guys like seeing Milo? He's laying on the bed doing one of these. Oh, I'm so happy. Somebody pet me. He's your typical cat, I'm telling you. He other than the fact that he has like a dog personality when it comes to strangers. Just checking. I have some local people here that are actually looking for bottled water, and that's another thing. The Nextdoor app, if you have it available where you live, is a great resource. If you're looking for something that you need and you can't find it in a store, a lot of times people will post it up there and say, "Hey, look, I saw a hand sanitizer at Food Line, or I saw toilet paper at BJ's," which incidentally, I know for a fact that BJ's still has it as of maybe 2 or 3 hours ago. Donald Trump declares national emergency to combat coronavirus. NBC News. President Donald Trump on Friday announced a new series of measures to combat the coronavirus, aka COVID-19, and treat those who are affected, while pushing back on criticism that his administration was unprepared to confront the pandemic, which is total garbage because they were prepared. He's actually done a better job of preparing this country than pretty much every other president has. They were proactive. I mean, they shut down the borders for travel pretty much as soon as they possibly could when they found out about the pandemic. Speaking in the White House Rose Garden, Trump declared a national emergency that could free up $50 billion to help fight the pandemic, and said that he was empowering the Secretary of Health and Human Services to waive certain laws and regulations to ensure the virus can be contained and patients treated. Okay, the reason that they're doing this, if you declare a national emergency, then FEMA can get involved and certain other agencies, and it frees up all of this money to help people that have basically contracted the virus get the health care that they need. This is a good thing, folks. I'm not usually for pork spending, but in this case, this is something that the country desperately needs. To unleash the full power of the government, I'm officially declaring a national emergency. Two very big words, he added. Trump said the action would open up access, again, to $50 billion for states and territories and localities in other shared fights against the disease. Interesting, he said territories. So that means Puerto Rico should be open for this money too, because they are, I believe, considered a U.S. territory. You can correct me if I'm wrong there. Flanked by Vice President Mike Pence, Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar, and other top federal officials and corporate executives from companies such as Walmart, Trump said the ability to waive certain laws and regulations will allow easier admission to nursing homes and limits of the length of hospital stays and the number of beds available. Again, trying to help out these people as much as possible, because let's face it, people in nursing homes with immunocompromised systems are the ones at the biggest risk. So yeah, this is all good, folks. I mean, this is stuff that needs to be done. Nevertheless, the stock market, which has recently fallen 20% from its latest highs, delving formally to bear territory. So yeah, we know that it's gone down like 2,000 points. Closed for the day nearly up nearly 2,000 points. All right. I'm sorry, 20,000. Was it 20,000 points and up 2,000 points? So it gained back like 10%. So the stock market is just one of those things that you have to ride out during a crisis like this, especially one like this that we have not seen in most of our lifetimes. That's going to happen with the stock market. There's nothing you can really do about it. Just ride it out. Don't freak out, because freaking out is the worst thing you can do. Take your money out of there and you'll lose your shirt. Literally, I gotta pull my shirt off if I give you guys an example. Rise in power. Awesome. All right, folks. I think I'm going to end it here. I'm getting a little bit on the tired side. I'm glad you guys were able to make it. Thank you for letting me know you enjoyed that live stream I did in Aldi. The content was not rosy. It wasn't upbeat, but you know what? Sometimes you just have to get information out there. Thank you for coming. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.